Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have Wukong once more returning to the meta. Not a lot changing other than, the changes to fighter itemization. And of course, you may have heard it's gank bot lane meta, spam gank meta. Although that doesn't really affect most of you, gank bot lane, path bot lane, but jungle well. You jungle well and path well, you will have success, and there will be those top laners that carry, there will be those mid laners that carry. But first and foremost, we must take care of our bottom lane. So most of the time what you'll see in these particular cases is your bottom lane leashes you, and then there's a whole fight going on here, and you say to me in coaching sessions especially, should I rotate to this fight? Now if it's looking really doomed or free, free for you to kill, doomed for your bot lane, you can make that decision. If it's a free catch-up for a kill, everyone's low, I would proactively rotate to that, or reactively rotate to that. If it's looking absolutely giga doomed for your bot lane, like you can do nothing to help, don't compromise your first sequencing unless potentially they're coming right towards you and all you have to do is kind of micro move over. Ideally though, we want to make sure our clear is good. We are now walking over this ward, we're going to clear it. I don't always agree with this, because I feel like we could give... what information is really being given away here? We could just kind of drag the camp and not really be seen, but at the same time, hey, take the experience, take the gold, take the denial, make them... They know where you are anyway because you showed here, so I guess... in this case, doesn't matter. In general, I prefer to kind of path tight, and especially if I know it's warded here and they're not going to see me, but it's easier if you're ranged. I suppose just cash money experience is nice. And the benefit here is, we know the Udyr is on the top side, most likely coming down. The problem with us showing is that we were detected, right? Now they saw us again on the Raptors. They'll assume we go topside. We cut in to gank the mid lane here to try get ganks, but again, it is a Ziggs. He has got Satchel Charge, he's got Flash, and now we're moving on down to deal with an Udyr who's full sequencing. So, if you're in lower elo, mid and low elo, diamond, mid, and low elo, doesn't really matter. You know this is what the Udyr is doing. That's why the red quadrant gank is so good. And for those of you who want to escape the elo that you're in, because obviously, let's face it, you want the next step, the Jungle Improvement PDF has been released on my site for absolute free. 37 pages of jungle terminology, exercises, and tips to help you carry, win, and climb. Virkayu.gg's comprehensive courses will give you all of the up-to-date information you need to climb on your MMR. This is all in addition to our powerful one-on-one coaching and access to the coaching VOD library. Sign up today and get a 20% discount that goes until the end of January. Take your potential and convert it into reality. A little risky there on the drag, but we're level 4. He is level 3. We're going to try and go for the straight fight. This, for me, is doomed ass jungling overall. We are not playing around it appropriately. And just so you can see from Udyr's perspective, right, we dragged the camp, we're going for the bottom scuttle. We would have thought, most likely, that the Wukong is going to go ahead and sequence to the top side after he was detected showing bot lane, and so on. Now the Wukong's forced to flash out, right, which is the problem. Now, I'm going to pause it here because there's too much happening again, and we just need to quickly go over this. The Wukong, the benefit of doing the red quadrant is that you can gank bot lane, translate to mid lane, and cover your top side against vertical. Problem is when you take too long to kind of show and so on, the enemy jungle is just going to carry in sequencing, and now you're compromised. Do I go top side here and try and dive this, or gank this, fall back to this? Or do I try and do something with the enemy jungle pathing down, full clearing, and then ganking by pushing bottom lane? Because double range component here with the Valkos Jhin, huge range advantage, and obviously no sums from the level 1 Fiesta that they had. That's a decision you have to make. Now, from the Udyr's perspective, don't die here. Bottom lane has prio. Silas has prio. Why are we going for this? We know that the Swain has no flash. We know that the Jinx has no flash. Now we're cut off on a weird angle. The Jinx is going here. The Wukong is just going to go in and make sure he bonks the Swain. Now he can basically turn and go down into the Jinx, or we can stick to this as well. We can chase down the Jinx here also. The Swain, the Silas is also dead. Now we're going to go ahead and kill the Jinx, so we'll get one back there as well. Nice little bonking. Remember, reduce that cooldown. The more attacks you do, as well as giving you some armor shred, you got some max HP damage in your ultimate. You get bonus armor. You get some healing. I mean... Champion is strong in the fisting, fighting, ganking meta. He is not always good when there's a lot of AFK farming. The Udyr, all he had to do was not give the Wukong freebies. Okay? They just had a session with a Zac against the Wukong, and the Wukong didn't play very well, and the Zac gave him freebies, and the Wukong takes over. Okay? Not necessarily his fault, that's why we had coaching, right? But the point was the Wukong just snowballs so powerfully with his kit in this current meta, because he can afford to just do this. This is not skilled jungling. Like, I'm a rotator, never mind. I'm a clear the ward, I know you see me, I'm a gank this lane. Okay, I guess I'll go fight and kill you. What could you do as an Udyr to prevent this? Right? If his bottom lane is not diveable, if you are the Udyr, like his bot lane is fine, healthy, you just go back to base, give up the bottom scuttle, take top scuttle. If you do beat him 1v1 now because itemization advantage, go ahead and steal some cams if he stays bot lane. If he doesn't stay bot lane, just resequence again, you'll be 6 gank his bot lane, he'll be behind on tempo. So beating ganking metas when you are in the 99% general population, you can do that easily because most of their ganks are ill-advised, ill-timed, badly executed, and they don't get the leads that they would in high elo, which is why he's so popular in pro play and in high elo, because not only can he actually farm and catch up pretty nicely, he also abuses a good item known as Black Cleaver. Now, if you thought I was going to say Kempang Chainsword, you're drunk, because I've been saying for over a year, stop rushing that damn item. It's shit. It's terrible. Don't do it. It's useless. Why are you rushing it? It's dumb. Black Cleaver, man. Such a good item, and they buffed it, so please. That's why he's strong. That's why Ross is also strong. Anything that loves Black Cleaver, Kindred 2, really enjoys that. So the micro nerfs to Kindred don't matter, by the way. Like, they don't matter at all. So here now, basically, Wukong says, well, I fisted early, 3 camp, fighting, got 2 kills, go top side. I'm going to take this and go all the way down here. If you don't want to fight this, don't fight this, just give it up. Again, no real stress in that regard. We have here our bottom lane killing their bottom lane from our presence, and we're just going to go spam gank it again. Leave top lane to do their things. Now that Udyr is forced to trail us while he sequences down. Oh, we have been detected. There he is. Level 5. Level 4. Let's see. Well, that was interesting, but also, again, much better discipline from the Udyr to say, listen, no, I'm a base. But oh, he stays. He does stay. The Jinx stays. We're going to go in. Careful here. See, this is why Udyr's so good in the meta. This is what you should be doing. Oh, Vel'Koz, man. This is so dumb and unskilled. All of what I'm watching is nutty. Anyway, so Wukong's great because look at this. Like, you don't need to think, right? But if you're level 4 by 7 minutes, okay, your ganks and your jungling have not been optimized, and the enemy jungler, farming jungler, should be dinging level 6 shortly, 2-level lead, free dragons, okay? All of these things you can totally get as a farming jungler against the Wukong. But again, the reason why the Wukong is so strong is because he keeps forcing the issue, doesn't care about camps. He's just going to go straight bot lane now, right? You can get some more kills, or you can finish off your camps, finally get 6, and then just go bot lane again. The ability to not really give a shit about your farming and sequencing because you catch up very, very easily, but also no one can beat you in a long fight. Maybe Silas, but you have the Silas on your team. Okay, Jinx. There we go. She finally dies. Wukong says, fine, I'm going to do red. But this is why I chose this game, because not only is it important that you understand that Wukong is just potent and powerful. Oof. Come on. I mean, that sucks. Close to assist. Not only is Wukong just super giga strong in the PvP sense and the cheese sense, right? There we go. It also has severe downsides when not executed properly and the enemy jungler farms and sequences appropriately, but at the same time, hey, look, my mid laner goes bot lane, I'll hold this wave, juicy, juicy. We want 6 now, right? Our RNG crab on the top side, at this point now we need 6 ASAP, and then we want to use our 6 to dominate the game. So again, it's nice to see farming ganking junglers who are good in the meta, strong in the meta with a lot of stats that, you know, base stats that make them potent, able to kind of pop off when they don't get freebies early. Right, now he did get 2, but by freebies I mean he's not level 8 to level 6, he's not level 10 to level 7. The guy isn't experience ahead, he's experience behind. So while he does have gold tempo a little bit at the moment, 26 to 3200, he doesn't have experience tempo. And because his 6 is so powerful, he's a little bit behind on that. And now the Udyr can just farm. And the Udyr in theory could just go and RNG this, but he decides to cut the map and go here against the Silas. We have here the Ziggs showing up as well. I mean, Udyr, just play Udyr, my friends. Well done. The guy's doing a solid job except for causing his team to collapse here. You shouldn't do that. Finally, we ding 6. And you will be saying to me, but Virkayu, he didn't do his Gromp at the Scuttle. No, because pathing bot lane. But also, if you do this in low elo, you will be compromised and you will lose. Oh, look, counter gank. We see it. Vel'Koz to the bush. Everyone move. Ziggs ult. Backline dive. Knock up onto the Jinx. Kill her. Nicely done. Turn second knock up on the Swain. There we go. Max HP damage. Bonk. Armor penetration. Bonk. Cooldown reduction. Bonk. Mobility over walls. Such a good change. Udyr being chased away. Vel'Koz will get a kill. We're going to go dive on the Ziggs here. This is why he is picked. This is why he is good. Because all you need to do is get 6, do a little bit of counter gankings, and it doesn't matter that the enemy was sequencing well. Also, the enemy wasn't sequencing that well. He's only up 5 CS. You know, you should be 44 CS quickly. Full clear plus crab 28. If you don't have the 28, you go back to base, you take the opposite crab, you just resequence again. If Wukong goes top side for RNG crab and top lane gank, it's a free dragon. Gank your bot lane. You know, there's a lot of equal and opposite you can do to Udyr to control things. And that was said for people of the elo, right? That wasn't said for coaching. Coaching channel will slow that down for you. But the ability here just to say, hey, I'm going to snack this, I'm going to snack this, I'm going to snack this, so give me 6. Don't care about this, this, and this. I'm going to count again because I see the guy going to be coming down here. Nothing they can do about it. Base stats, strong early game fighting champions are always going to thrive in these kinds of metas. And it's very, very difficult with jungle having reduced experience in comparison to the past. for Karthuses and things like that, just to farm and get ahead. But as I said, don't meme it in your elo. This is great. This is NA. This is E-West. You know, this is, we sing it in Korea a little bit too. Just bot lane obsession. Fine. But if you got a super carry 1v9 top laner, and your bot lane is just losing anyway, despite like, maybe a gank or two, you can still snowball your top laner very, very easily, such that they're forced to send 3 people to deal with them. Then you can gank your bot lane, shove it up, take all the camps, make sure you got dragon control. There's just jungle, my friends. Just jungle intelligently, but sure, you can path bot early. I just want to address this meme that you have to play like a monkey and spam game bot lane. Although, he's good at it, so it works, you know what I mean? Pros and cons for everything, I suppose, and it depends really on the elo you're in. Who has smite? Who doesn't have smite? We're going for the bonk stuns and leaves. We did actually get it, which is good. He's going to go back in here. We have the Ziggs rotating, the Silas rotating, everybody's rotating, Camille showing up as well. We are able to shred an Udyr, right? Like, that's huge here. We're able to shred an Udyr, reposition with our clones, and we're just going to go back in and bonk again. Again, the armor shred, the stacking of the HP, the stacking of the armor up to 10 times on the passive. You know, the double knockups we have ult already used now. We're going to have E in a second. There we go. We're going to just make sure we get that dash. Yet another kill. This is why he is potent and strong, my friends, because you get Divine Sunder, you get Black Cleaver. Everyone is just fighting a little silly. Everyone is just fighting in just a little bit of a silly fashion at the moment. You know, poor Udyr, he thinks, hey, I have a lead, I can do stuff. And Wukong's like, no. No, I'm strong, you are not. Although, obviously, that's a mental game, right? And a lot of times in your elo, if you just play Wukong chunk out someone, pretend you're going to fight them, pretend you're going to fling the feces at them, they back away because they're like, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy, and then they run away. So you have to understand that mental game also plays into it also. However, this is more akin to what I would call a platinum level game, where everyone's like, hey, we can all out-stat check each other, not realizing that Wukong out-stat checks you at this particular moment in time, and will run away with the fights, which is why he's great for that elo also. And in Pro Play, apparently. Yeah, but overall the pick is not like some sort of savant level Smurf 55% win rate. I mean, 5.2, 5.6% win rate, 50, 51% win rate. You know, he's not like he's running away with the meta or dominating it in any way. It just suits this kind of stuff that's going on. It suits what's happening. And obviously, again, lack of Ravenous Hydra compromises our clear speed a little bit, but... yeah. On Live Island, Camille is going for the Olaf. Now she's fed from this fight as well. Wukong's like, well, I guess I go... Ooh! Very nice, very nice. King's applause. I mean... Jinx kind of just wanted to make sure she got some stuff. I mean, 79 to 84 at this particular moment. The Udyr is just like, well, I guess I'm out of the game. But like, just give up the scud. Like, this is my problem. You get caught in this meme meta in your head where, like, if you lose level 3, it's GG, or you snowball bot lane. No ways, man. No ways. Like, this could be a really fed Jinx. She would still go ahead and die right here. Oh, don't give it. Just take it. I gave you a shot, Jin, and you missed it, therefore I take kill. Exactly right. Exactly what you want to do. Activate the Herald. 2.1 plates won't allow you to fully kill it, obviously, because of the added resistances, but we've got minions, we've got Jin, we've got us. That's our free tower turret. Again, the tower turret thing, it just makes me sound like I'm Elmo Fudd. We'll go in there, get some knockups. I mean, look at this. When you go Demonic's Embrace, you're squishy, right? You have base armor, right? And the armor shreds you, right, with the Q. So the idea is... 3 camp bot lane, force fights, let them full clear, beat them anyway. Reset, take your blue side, go bot lane again. If they want to fight, kill them anyway. Take a dragon, reset, fight over Herald, take it, sequence, gang bot lane again anyway. It's quite repetitive and unskilled when you think of and say it like that, but at the same time, hopefully you've gained enough perspective here that the Wukongs are not going to do that in your elo, and if you're playing something like an Udyr or Fiddle, I don't know why we have Ignite though, that is a little sussy in the bussy. Please just go Flash. Just please go Ghost. You know, I don't want to see Smite Ignite Udyrs. I just don't want to see it. You know, it's like when we had TP bot lane. It's like, you don't know how to use the TP properly anyway. Just use the combat sum. You win the 2v2. It doesn't matter about the TP. Right? Yeah. Because the irony is, without the combat sums, you probably lose the 2v2, and then you have to use the TP. Might as well just have the combat sums, win the 2v2, don't care. Now, obviously, we went back to base. There is a Dragon respawning here. We have the Olaf on the top lane doing Love Island things. Camille probably rotates down with a 3-level lead. Obviously, when you ignore top lane, that is something that can happen. And now we're like, do we contest, do we fight? And you say, well, I'm Wukong, I'm strong in the meta. I can kill all and steal all. We lose it. We don't actually do that. I was kind of priming that for like a nice egotistical play, maybe a steal and so on, but I guess if the threat of Ziggs disengage, and we're only level 9. 10 now, excuse me. I don't like the lack of flow to that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like if you're going to gank bot lane, red reps his Krugs, just damn well gank the bottom lane. If you're going to invade the enemy jungler on his full clear down, just then go invade him, kill him, then go this way. Don't care about the scuttle, take this scuttle, and you can gank this and fall back to this side. GG, right? You know he's going on tier 2 rotation on the top side afterwards, so you can collapse on that also. We have the Wukong not collapsing on the Swain, who's deeply out of position. See, that flash was good, because that flash originally here allowed us to win this fight here, because we burnt it by rotating off to red. So that's always the investment, right? But I feel like if you're literally free camping and waddling around, then he's just full clearing, giving it up and saying, look, you get nothing, I'm going to sequence again, you will fall behind. You will. But will people listen to you, or will it be like this where the Wukong just gets a pop off every single time? The Olaf, in the meantime, he does do a fair amount of damage in this game. So the Camille shows up here. This is the downside, right? This here's the downside of this meta. When you spam gank bot lane, you put yourself in a position like this, because you know straight up, okay, that the enemy top lane is going to have a big lead, and they can easily move into your jungle and steal your shit. And they will do that, and they will ward. So if you can't beat them, well, don't join them, but you have to leave. If you're L9, you can join them. But I prefer you didn't. So finally now we rush some more of my Mortius. Again, the lack of haste is pretty damn huge. But more AD is nice for Wukong. He does have good spiking, you know, things. I would still objectively say, listen, let's just go for the Black Cleaver, because no one's going to kill us anyway. 400 HP, right? No one's killing us. Great AD as well. Stickiness, armor shred even more so on our Q here, right? So pros and cons, I suppose. The Hex Tech, the more of my Mortius is great for the Ziggs, it's great for the Swain, great for the Udyr too. Can do work. Can do work, but I don't foresee it as like a... that we really need it. You know, we've got Merc Shreds for MR. If we have Black Cleaver, Dust Darts, nothing's going to happen, right? Again, lack of haste is an issue on rotational power. But yeah, I don't think it matters too much at this particular stage. As we finish the Moss Stumper, best item for this champion also. We've basically got control of the rivers at this point, but this is where things start to fall apart a little bit for most people. Because the Wukong gets fed 2-3 items. The map stabilizes. You're not sure where to go. The enemy top lane is super, super fed. Udyr he has no idea. I mean, look at this. Look at this. The damage, I mean, I know Volkos does a shit ton of damage as well, but the damage is absolutely ludicrous on that Q. You see that? Boom. Oh, okay. Nice try, but is it worth losing your ultimate? I don't think so, because you could have just killed maybe the Jhin later on, but hey. Hey. So, damage-wise, we are looking pretty strong. Again, match history will be linked in the description, so you can see, hey, this Wukong did the most damage. And even though it doesn't look that impressive, it's because it's underwhelming visually. It's not underwhelming numerically, but it's real, right? It does the damage. It's just underwhelming to kind of look at a Wukong do damage, like, okay, and then he just Qs you, and you're like, okay. Obviously, the max HP and the ultimate is worth noting, right? 644 now, this particular moment. 654, excuse me. That'll go up as well. 8% on 16 scaling. Oh, 16 is where it's over, right? If you get 16 and everyone else is 12, 13, 14 even, GG. So the whole goal of Wukong is as such. Now, if you're going super late game with Wukong and your early game sucks and you're falling behind tempo too much, most likely it's because the ganks you're choosing are not panning out. You got to look for these skirmishes and fights, as you're seeing here, reposition appropriately, and making sure you're getting this cooldown as low as possible, right? Reducing that cooldown so that you can keep amplifying. Well, I was going to say amplifying, just keep doing damage with the Q. That's literally what we want to do here. Udyr now finally is caught up a little bit. Again, bit of a tragic game here. The Swain W does miss, unfortunately, but we'll use the Smite. We have the Wukong there in the river. We're watching this. So ADC in 2K25. We're going to go CC immune here for some particular reason to try and catch Jhin who's running away from us. We see the Wukong coming on down. Oh, one Q. Then we're going to dash in with the E. We can keep auto-attacking here. We do have ultimate available as well. We are now rooted. Doesn't really matter. Valkos comes over. Bonk will get the kill. We have the Udyr chasing down our squid, so we go on the Ziggs to force the flash. See, the E, right? As much as W is great, the E just basically forces flashes so much. And because you can enter E, it's a little bit, shall we say, difficult to deal with on a teamfight basis. When he has such a big lead, you know, he's doubling, he's got the E, he's got the R. It's not a lot of counterplay for disengage. And of course with the damage, so. It's not some sort of magical based reason that he's played a lot. It's pretty simple. Ganking, fighting, fisting, winning first. And if you buy into that belief, and you let him get ahead, you will have a tough time. And that's the thing, right? It's just difficult to kill him with physical damage. The more fed he gets, and if you're squishy immobile mage, he just kills you. And he can just go things like Morpho Mortius, Mercury Treads, Black Claver, and you're not going to be able to kill him. So the goal is always, don't give him freebies as much as possible, and then try and deny some objectives. Now, unfortunately, we didn't do that as the Udyr here, and we are seeing Udyr get shredded alive by a Wukong, which is good for most of you who face those Udyrs and don't know what to play. Play Wukong, as you can see. Don't be caught up in the AFK farming business if you're the Wukong. We've activated this now in a bit of a situation whereby we're just going to kill him. Yes, we are in a situation whereby respacing there using the clone damage, we get knocked back into the turret. We're going to try and just kill the Udyr, but we're not able to get close enough, but he goes back in for some reason using the W and ends up getting killed for it. We are just going to keep going. Now we will die thanks to the Ziggs ultimate. So, I mean, that's just 1v9. That's just a 1v9 champion. 21 minutes. We have how much cash money gold? 12,500. The Udyr is 7,000. So, if you thought, hey, there are some wise things in this video. No, it's very much a base animalistic game, as you can see, which represents the base animalistic meta we're in. And just to remember that if you don't play this kind of style and you're worried about the bot lane meta, remember that when it's ADC meta, kill theirs. Right? So if it's an ADC meta and someone gets fed through a Wukong, snowballing a Jhin, and you happen to be a Rengar, kill the Rengar. Kill the Jhin, don't kill the Rengar. Don't do that. Kill the Jhin. Man, that was not a good time to misspeak, but we started the bootcamp today. I did a coaching video. Had private coaching, so it's all flying today. This is the last bit of recording for the day. Yeah, and then a free Baron at 22 minutes. I mean, it's not really some savant level tracking or like game plan, which, I mean, for me, it takes me back to Season 9. Season 9 was definitely more skilled. Most junglers might look back and be like, no, it wasn't. But I mean, we had to play the game we had to play, right? The blue side didn't give us level 3, all right? See? Just killed their ADC. That was so free. It is NA after all on this, in this particular game. I mean, what more do you need as a champion? I mean, like 2 free kills because no one can constrain themselves to say, no, I will not fight you, Monkey Lord. I'm gonna go opposite and resequence. No, they fight you, and then they fight you here, and then you're like, well, that's a snowball GG. Camille now is level 15. Silas is 15 as well. Wukong is showing up. Chains of Destiny show themselves to be not so destined. The Valkaz will geometry, no, I mean, like, you also have good peel. Poor Valkaz was like, I got this now, and then Camille's like, I'm a champion. Okay, so he catches up his damage by killing the Udyr. Now you get 4,000 extra damage by killing the Udyr. Great. Very skilled, sir. As Camille tries to run away with the game. The lack of Omnivamp and sustain on that Rift, on the Hydra, excuse me, that does make the difference. I explained it in the last video, the previous one, end of the week. The Radiant Virtue build, where he went Radiant, and then, of course, Manamoon, and your Shojin, and then Black Claver, GA. He 1v1'd a Camille who was a level ahead, and she had the Ravenous Hydra without the sustain. And we were level down. We were able to beat said Camille, who was fed with that build, and that's largely because no Omnivamp, right? So that really does affect things when you go from Omnivamp to Lifesteal, or you remove Omnivamp, or you remove Haste. These things create issues, right? On champions that don't have that auto attack based damage. Obviously, there are spells that do proc lifesteal, but not by default, right? It's an auto attack based thing mostly. Omnivamp will be any damage you output, you get Vamp on it. So, important distinction. Camille is now in the mid lane. We are now flanking top lane, so of course we can push here, but why? We have such a big lead. We have 4 items. We have the Black Cleaver finished, the Death Stone's finished. GA to finish will be the creme de la creme. Just go black. Big old BF sword. And, yeah. Should be pretty straightforward here. You see in the controller, like, this game was just very representative of the fisty meta that we're seeing. And I do feel like there's definitely counterplay in most of your games. It's not going to be always rewarding to play like this because you're not going to see those windows. You're not going to pull triggers as quick. Like, look at this. He's out of position. We have numbers advantage. People are not here. I'm just going to go in. I'm going to kill who's in front of me, right? Now I'm getting CC, so I'm going to turn on the person that's here. Just kidding. They're going to kill him, so I'm going to go back and misdirect onto the Udyr, kill him. Now I can go to this side. So being able to target swap and move left and right and like, oh, look, we have numbers. I'm going to engage and kill them. Or here after the Baron. Like, there's no hesitation. Jinx, you're out of position. Flash kill, die. And that's what wins you games, my friend. Friends, that's what wins you games, is that ability to just know, I have the lead, I am Wukong, I am strong, you cannot kill me, I can kill you, end of story, we're winning by 25-26. So, what do we learn? We learned that if you want to 3 camp and gank bot lane, you can do so. Apparently, you don't even have to think about it anymore. If you're full clearing jungler and you want to avoid the demise of your bot lane and game at that particular moment, stop fighting over shit you can't control or win. Resequence, get equal and opposite, deny him some camp so that when he does invest too much time, and he did, he loses out. Like here, he was level 4, right? He was straight up level 4, and we could have had a bigger advantage, but we decided to force our bot lane into death, which compromises our bot lane. A lot of things to think about, but as you can see, with the fighter itemization changes and Black Cleaver coming through, Wukong is a great fister, ganker, and of course snowballer, which allows you to win games fast. You need more of a reason to play him? I don't think so. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and learned something. Don't forget, livecompanions.gg guides have everything you need, including the best Wukong and all champion builds. Don't forget, Virkayu.gg also has a free PDF, 37 pages, 7,000 words. Download that, go to Virkayu.gg, put in your email for free for you to improve. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I will see you all in the next tutorial. Thank you very much for watching.